single game across all 4 series they've played. They took a couple weeks to go represent China at the Road to Asia Games, and now they are back with a bandit. They want to look at the top of the table here as we're getting to the thick of things in the LPL Summer Split. It is OMG who stand across from them, defiant in the meta and defiant in their picks. It's OMG versus WE as we celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival.
I feel like OMG could potentially struggle in the early game. I'm not sure about this invade, guys. There's a Darius behind. There's a Darius behind.
Juicy level 1 that WE have no idea is being pounced on them. It might be PP God's 300 game in the league, but it's WE that have been routed. Double flashes coming over. Give that big old Darius a knock of wood and first blood to Shanji.
All right, so pros to this play for WE.
Dude, level 1 is not easy for Maokai. It's not
Maokai should still win the smite though.
He got the smite.
Yeah. So the Q has all the empowered damage, so it's still pretty difficult to actually win out. Hong?
Oh, getting a little bit of 1v1. He's coming to Aki.
Oh.
This is some trouble brewing. He's going to block him for the Vault Breaker. And here comes a return kill for WE. Throw the question marks up because I'm asking questions as well. Aki goes down and Hung picks up WE's first blood of game 1.
So, okay, let's get a breakdown of that. All right. So, yeah, you know, I was mentioning it as a. We might have to hold the point. Shanji's in an interesting position. So is Shanks.
That's a flash from Cream as now Shanji trying to chase down Shanks. You got Cube coming around the corner here, and that flash should be good enough to get them out. It's always curious to see how much track record and good talent Young Miracles have, but Hung has been a special place here for WE. His connection with Cube is always important. We'll see if Aki can get the better of it. Cube going for the all-out on Shanji. He wants to be the guillotine that makes the difference. Who goes down first? Hung gets the kill to Shanji. And Aki, he's in a bit of trouble, but Cube makes it out with 200 health. And WE strike at the top lane on Shanji.
Yeah, WE had no business winning this 2v2, but it's actually excellently played by WE, and that's why it goes their way. Cube able to separate Shanji away from Hung, who was getting the stacks put on top of him. It means that Shanji can't get to 5 for the aggression and the additional bleed and AD. You'll see it in the replay here. Basically, Shanji starts stacking up on Hung because he's the one that's caught out, right? I think he gets into like 3 stacks, auto reset, gets the Q off, gets another auto attack, but then the push back into the knockback means that no longer can Shanji get to 5 stacks, no longer will he get all of the extra AD, and it means that by the time he actually ults here onto Cube, he brings him down to almost lethal, but it's not like he's got 5 stacks anymore.
Oh my God.
He's not going to leave this tower.
Here come the roots to drag Shanji down to his deep grave. There's a TP coming down, but it's not going to matter in time as kill goes to Hung again. Cream is here to defend. The Tempest comes back. The tower will start doing some work here. Cube is still very tanky early on. As a tower in the bottom side under siege.
Yeah, tower on the bottom side is under siege. And it's 30 minutes into the game. Abel's chunking this tier 2 to half HP. That was a response from Team W, right? They knew they were losing out on the Dragon, so they wanted to make a play somewhere. But they're also very fortunate that it lined up with Shanji not quite having flash. All he could do was pop the ghost and kind of pray he would create enough distance between him and the rest of WE, but still get collapsed on, still too many members, and more plates will go over in trade. So I like that WE are still being proactive, or as proactive as they can hope to be in a game like this, but OMG should still have control of the map as they send Abel towards the mid lane.
And they've been able to put together a bit of a rocky start to the summer split here, obviously taking a 2-0 over IG in their rockiness recently here in week number 3, but it has also just been a lot of the Abel show for them. As we see traditionally in the LPL, our 80 carries are cracked, but Abel specifically has been an unlocking factor because so much pressure comes from Shanji, comes from Cream, comes from Aki, but the damage backup is always there for Abel, and he's able, with the pun intended, to get a lot of the really good mechanical plays in team fights.
Yeah, I think, you know, you said, to quote you word for word here, that, you know, the shining light of the OMG lineup is very often, you know, Cream, Aki, and Shanji, but Abel is still very, very competent, right? And that does mean that if the OMG top side is maybe not as snowball heavy as often it can be, that it just still ends up providing a platform that Abel was very, very happy to stand on and utilizes in this game. He's pretty comfortably ahead, I would say, of Hope for now.
Yeah.
Approaching that second item very, very quickly.
He's also just always willing to whip out the Tristana anytime he needs to. As one of our aforementioned genius ADCs, his genius might be put into the dirt right now, as he has run into the common problem that ADCs run into, and it's called a top laner.
No, I think it's called Caster Curse, to be honest with you.
Maybe porque no los dos. You know? Get a little bit of both. Ooh, Shanji looking for the guillotine, but he goes golden. What a beautiful buy, and Shanji can't get it. Shanks with the outplay, kitty.
Oh, wow. Well played from Shanks. I mean, I guess Shanji just didn't press the tab key and see that that stopwatch was in tow. Really well played.
What a good buy, though.
Yeah, like cancels the ult, but not only that, unfortunately for Shanji, he cancelled an auto attack with the W. I think the flash made it a bit awkward to land, which meant that the ult was actually placed on 3 stacks, so not as much execution damage as he would have wanted. This has given a window for WE to maybe sneak the Herald. We'll see if a fight breaks out. It's going to. It goes over to
God, he got it. Aki, he's able to take it out, but they can't get the eye just yet. They're trying to take the fight. Cream trying to make it out, but he can't. Cease and desist on the backline. Abel's got resets. Abel's going big. He's going to be rocket jumping to the moon, but it's still a 2v2. Shakes shuts him out. And Cube, the solo laners for WE show up big.
They do, man. Shanks and Cube make it to the team fight. Stop Abel from maybe running that one over. If there was a little more coverage for that Tristana, we could have seen a penalty. Let's get a look at this replay, though, because Shanks, so what you're going to notice here, auto W, Q actually doesn't quite connect. He does get the auto attack off then. No, he doesn't.
No, I think he stopped the auto for the ulti there.
Man, that sucks for Shanji, but very, very much well played from Shanks from start to finish. As Iwandi, again, you know, buying so much time, this is the value of the Braum pick. If that's, you know, something a little more Enchanter heavy, if that's getting picked off there like that, you're dead. Or if you have to give up all the ground that you did, and you would have to originally, you probably just end up losing the fight. Again, sets up for Abel to have all of these resets, but shut down by Shanks.
You're just lucky you got 2 solo laners that are looking real good right now. That's what Abel's saying, because my God, they picked apart the team, and you saw what OMG's comp is supposed to do. You go all in on a 1 member, they die, you can get Abel resetting, but they just didn't do it fast enough, and they ran into the wall that is Shanks and Cube, and I expect WE to continue belaying that power onto this map.
And he will. As Herald comes down.
Oh my God, it hits so much of that front line. And now Shanji's just gone, and they can just continue to snowball. I thought Shanji had the guillotine, but WE is the one that whipped it out.
Yeah, WE, Judge, and the Executioner right now. There's no need for a jury. OMG kind of on the back foot, despite being the one to set up so many of these plays.
He got hit by 1 Q from Shanks. There's flashes being burned in mid lane when nothing's even happening, and a dragon also taken by WE. The momentum has shifted completely out of the hands of OMG in this game 1.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like now WE said very item reliant, right? The items are very close to being completed for everyone. Shanks already has those 2 items. Into just needs the mirror amount of completion to actually come through here. This ult connects on to Shanji on the front line. He gets bursted down. He can't move. He can't play the game. Then the next bit of CC comes down onto Cream, and at that point, you've lost your front line entirely. And I think for OMG, the issue is the way that they want to play the game is that they, you know, they want to press their R keys from Aki and from PP God, and then try and follow up on that. But the unfortunate reality of the situation is with Iwandi being there with the Braum, it doesn't matter what target you pick. If the Braum is in the vicinity, they are going to shut down majority of that engage. So I think for OMG, they need to get a little bit creative. Wait for a small pocket of time like this where you know the Braum is separated off and go for that target instead. Wrap around. Go and try and kill Hope right now before a collapse can come through.
It's like watching
no wave. Yeah.
It's like watching a bunch of lions circle a herd of wildebeest trying to find the calf here and trying to get something in. Because OMG, they just end up picking up Hong. That might have just been a big old buffalo.
Probably go. I'm gonna have to go in the 4 in the
You
autumn.
let me know, I'll be there. No
All
matter
right,
what,
no
I'll
problem.
be no matter what.
I'll be there no matter what.
Got the engage go a little bit wide by PP God. We'll see if the American Bison of WE are able to protect their young of Hope. We got Hung going for the engage. Maybe the Bison get a little bit aggressive here. Hope getting locked down, though. Shanji is the front line right now. He gets locked down himself, and he's just gone. The baby buffalo has grown, and Hope is in carry potential right now. There's also 2 Infernal Dragons in a row for WE, which is pretty big. Oh, there's a TP. They're going in. OMG want this smoke. I don't know if you do, though. Big engage from WE.
Hold on.
Cream is nowhere near. Flash in and can't get the combo down. You do have Cube ripping him a new one here as well. Not a single member will go down to OMG. A clean, effective defensive strategy as the Buffaloes have destroyed the Predators.
Defense is apparently the greatest offense, Mazel. And WE giving OMG a pretty strong course in it. And with this wave, this should just be the game.
That's
OMG
just
are going to
game.
lose this game number 1, and WE very happy to take that exchange. It was engaged by OMG, but it will be finished off by Team WE.
Couple more auto attacks at WE right as rain and as true as summer split. We'll find another win, still not having tasted a single moment of defeat in our summer split. Incredible stuff from WE. They had us in the first half, man. OMG, we're actually putting some pressure on.
Their support, right? They have to pick something a little bit adventurous because a lot of support bans have come through. And at that point, PP God should be able to find a very, very strong compositional answer as well as a very, very strong lane answer. The Gwen comes through 4 cubes, so we know what that's going to do. It's a very strong side lane presence, and we know that also the Lonk has a very strong side lane presence, so expect WE to lean into that. Will they just blind pick the Braum? I mean, it's a bold strategy because you can very easily get, you know, you can get enchanted on. There are still a couple up that would make your life pretty miserable here. And then it could give, again, OMG a lot of priority. Blind Janna? I don't mind it. It's I actually don't mind it here. Okay. Now, the only issue is Blitzcrank exists. So that could suck for the lane. But, you know, I think now at this point, yeah, you do run the risk of basically getting run over in the early stages. But if they can get out of those early stages, Janna's going to be able to reset these fights excellently.
We've seen him whip it out once before in this split already, but also he is a decently proficient Janna player himself for Iwandi with a plus 70% win rate. Not too shabby. The Blitzcrank always a threat, though, and OMG have a composition I feel like they can play around a little bit more, and it's a little bit more of that pick-centric style we saw from game 1.
Yeah, definitely is. And as is with every Blitzcrank game, and I'll say it every single time, it can either be incredibly useless.
Your angle or your devil?
Your angle. Yeah, exactly.
Get it,
all
angle,
it takes.
rocket,
I know, I
oh.
know. I got it, Mazel. Don't worry. All right, I promise. I heard it. It was funny.
It has to sink deep, all right? You know, when puns hit that deep, it's got to sink.
I know. By the way, let that sink in. But, you know, all it takes is one hook. So I think OMG, even if they don't snowball the early game, still have a lot of those strong pick tools to potentially really, really break the game open. But I like where WE have gone with their composition as well. Angling over towards the Janna instead, more 1-3-1. And this is actually the kind of composition where, because it's just the Vi and the Blitz, you really might have to overforce to actually find an angle. And if WE are able to get their solo laners online and into a spot where they're comfortable to side lane, I think it's going to be very difficult for OMG to have K'Sante and the Annie actually answer out those solo lanes on the opposite end.
Aki says,
with the LPL.
let's go top lane. Cube doesn't have mana, and he stops the back, which might have just sealed his fate here without a Yone in the game. Maybe Aki is just trying to represent. One more hit, and under tower, Aki's going to get chased. Oh, my goodness. And the vault breaker. All right, first blood for OMG. He gets extremely low. Nobody's here to punish him, so he'll back off.
Yeah, Cube literally had 0 mana, but just about had enough for one more hit, skip and slash away.
All right, your answer, good sir.
Yeah, it's great. I almost walked out of a cowboy hat. I have
You
to say I was
should
very close.
have.
I
What?
should have. I should have. I know.
You thought about it and didn't do it. I'm ashamed.
Because
I'm
I
gonna make
couldn't
you
get
cast
it
the
back
rest
to
of the series
London.
by yourself. You couldn't put it in.
I might have to.
Put it in.
Look, there you go.
If Cube would have had a cowboy hat, maybe he would have survived.
Maybe, who knows? I don't know, man. There's 5 members there. I don't know what defensive stats a cowboy hat would give in League of Legends, but I don't know if it stops you from dying to 5
Mine's
members.
downstairs. I would have to go look. I don't got time for that. We got to get this game, so I'll get to use the easy cop out. But
Yeah,
it actually was a
cop-out.
huge come up for OMG. I know we didn't talk about it too much, but so far
Yeah,
they've actually
like-
garnered a pretty big lead early on for themselves. A much different situation than last game where it was very scrappy against WE.
He's slandering me 24/7.
Oh no! Oh,
Hello.
you know he's getting slandered as WE as they get caught in a bit of a trap. Oh, I
Oh,
want it.
no!
They can't do it though. We got Hope coming over the edge, and now Shakes with a little bit of poke down on Cream. This is actually turning around. Hope's turn it up too. The man has 37% of his damage done to his team for his team, and he's looking for more kills. Could that just be an entire lead going the way of Hope, at least for WE, even if holistically they don't have an advantage?
It's just how it feels as we walk into this replay, and it's WE just, you know, poking, prodding, jesting for a little bit of vision, not expecting a Blitzcrank and a Vi in the wall, and so much disengage comes through between the steadfast presence and the knockups and the knockbacks. Eventually I1 does die. The blast cone makes things even more chaotic. Cream almost gets solo killed on the bottom side, but what it does do is also open up for Hope to find 2 kills as Abel picks up Hung. And it's just a big mess, Mazel. It's just
is.
everything is dying. Everyone is. And Mazel, guess what? To underline the story of it all, no one died. So we're back at it again, baby.
Yeehaw!
I mean, yeah, look, OMG will still get this Herald, and we'll see where they decide to use it, right? That top tier 1, very low if they want the gold, but I think mid lane, right? Just structure damage, super
Yo,
important.
you thought.
I say
you
that they're
thought,
getting
Jamada.
it, but WE, they're contesting, they want to fight!
Shakes. Oh, somebody was so close to taking that, but it is indeed OMG that secure the Rift Herald. But everyone from WE has showed up. OMG with that securation, trying to get out of this pit, but they can't do it. Shanji, oh, big stun from Cream on the backside. That's huge. Oh no, Shanji gets baited, and the tornadoes have swept up the top lane of OMG. And nothing happens. But speaking of, maybe Hope trying to make sure nothing happens. No, Buster shot enough. Solo bolo to the genius ADC in ABL.
When a game is quiet, you can always expect Abel to look for an angle, always. And he finds it onto Hope here. No summoner spells available for both AD carries, but that's always going to benefit the side of Abel because, you know, Tristana kind of works doubly as an assassin sometimes for those single target moments. Cream going to face check here into okay, he's missed his Tibbers. That's unlucky, but we'll just be able to walk out, regenerate it, and still get some lane push back in a second as the replay. Hope dashed forward to clear the wave. And now just the window. That's all that Abel needed to pick him up. Kind of unfortunate for Hope. Just wasn't expecting Abel to still be around in the area. And I feel like for WE, if they let one go, it's not the end of the world. And they can hit 2 items, and they're in a super comfortable
There are
spot.
double
OMG, what a
TPs
fist
coming
fight.
down.
OMG, what a
OMG
fist
are on
fight.
both sides here of the mid lane. But they're just trying to lock him down. And guess what? Cream over the wall sets it up and gets the kill on Iwandi. And now Hope popped that lightning crash trying to get away. OMG looking like a fury right now in game 2. Cubes in the side lane trying to get something back for WE.
Dude, I think Aki hasn't seen a Janna in so long that he forgot how quickly that champion dies because Cream literally just dropped this whole combo on Iwandi and it died. Can Shanji cancel this recall?
stopped
He
him.
can!
I think he
Will he
actually
do
might
anything
win this
about it?
one too. He might try to go for a little bit of a fight here. All out used, and PP God's here as well. This is 2v1. That Cube will not survive. It's actually PP God that gets the kill in the end.
Baron?
Ooh, this is a Baron startup now. OMG are trying to set the tempo. WE a bit really. Do see it now with that Ultra Shock laser. PP God misses the Everfrost. The Baron's just going down, but it's a front to back here for WE. They're going to TP in both sides, trying to take this fight. The lightning crash is big, but it's still sync and assist here maybe for OMG going down. Aki getting out with a flash, getting out with a dash, and that's so big. Cube still goes down. It's a knockback into the wall here, but it's still a firing away Hope who finally gets taken down. And you've got Shanji standing in the middle of it all with a double kill.
My goodness me. That was a heist and a half from OMG. Not only did they get the Baron, that's not the heist part. Walking out with almost a majority of the people in that play is crazy. Shanks should be fine, right? I think the mobility here should save him, and Shanji shouldn't have enough damage. There you go. But there's still a base break. Maybe even an inhibitor just because the death times are too long. Yeah, man. OMG just found their way into this game after what has been definitely a bit of a slow burn.
I want to try to keep Abel nearby so Shanks can get here. This is not going to be enough time as PP God's coming out as well. A really good capitalization by OMG.
Very, very good capitalization indeed. I mean, really good job from PP God to ensure Hung has no way of getting into the pit. But from this point, it's just carnage, just mayhem. There's CC going left, right, and center. Arky goes to Narnia with his ultimate with no follow-up. Cube is here and he assassinates PP God on the back line. And I think the fact that Aki is able to buy so much time and WE are so focused on killing him, it means that no one's actually over here dealing with Abel, finishing off Cream for a really long time, or killing Shanji on the front line. Dude. So it's a bit too disjointed from WE, and it enables OMG, and specifically Abel, to just get off all of this damage while Shanji tanks up the rest.
Shanji was so OP in that one. He actually used the Unstoppable to block Shanks as he came in to do damage onto Abel. And during that whole fight was subjected to a lot of pain, but was able to put through. Then we see coming back to life, Hung is already caught out, and the snowball has hit WE. This could be their first game loss of Summer Split if it continues to go OMG's way.
Yeah, and it's looking like it could be. OMG very quickly snowballing this game. I1D forced the flash.
Shanks, what are you going to do, bud? He's just sitting back there. He watched the tower go down. He might be able to try to get the stacked minion wave to get knocked down, but he still hasn't budged an inch, and they're losing their inhib towers. So at some point, you got to go in, and it's just going to be way too late.
Well, Cube did go in. He just never came back out.
He got put there. I don't know if he went in. He got put in.
Yeah, you know, like
that's like saying when you're making
it's the same result, right? Like, you know, it's all the same thing by the end of it.
All right, well, OMG, just like that, are about to win this game. A huge bomb, and now WE on the verge and going to OMG take game 2 from WE to end their first loss of Summer Split.
WE, I guess they can bleed in the end. Who would have thought? OMG find a bit of stability in this game. Who would have thought? It did take a while. The win streak has been quelled, unfortunately. Some to bear as they will go towards that Lulu in the end. Just trying to remove away those enchantment options for WE.
I'm just so interested. I mean, I guess since the Blitzcrank's not in, maybe they fear the Janet a little bit more. Since they can't just pick it out and kill it instantaneously. Still do feel like, though, that's an interesting ban. It takes away maybe something else that could have been the focus. The Wukong is banned away towards OMG, as we know that jungle pool needs to be focused down towards Aki.
Yeah, I think those bans are quite telegraphed. I think at this point now, Aki, maybe someone like the Viego could lean on that. There's not too many other options. If he's really feeling spicy, you could go like Lee Sin, but I think the champion's pretty bad, and it's not really going to offer you too much. Maybe something like Xin Zhao. There's a couple of options still on the table for him for sure. Could also still lean on the Maokai if he really wants to as well. It's still up and available. And something that has slipped through the bans is the Annie, which WE are going to very quickly and happily snap in. So they've got strength across the board. They've actually borderline got draft Exodia, to be honest with you. All of those champs are nearly best in slot. And WE just have to round that with whatever support they feel like they are happy with into the Rakan. And it will just be the Nautilus because the enchantments are removed away from OMG.
And it's also just a really oppressive pick into Tristana. The Dresland can still connect during the rocket jump. You've got that insane follow-up to all the CC you already have for WE. But it looks like we get that lock-in of the Aki Sejuani. And it'll be that LeBlanc mid, the Renekton top for OMG. So definitely looking to combine these forces in the top side of the map early on.
Yeah, I mean, for OMG, I think you just have to send it through Shanji's lane. Otherwise, this game gets really awkward in the mid-game quite quickly. Even though, you know, the spikes of the Shiv and, you know, moving towards that second item, very powerful for LeBlanc. Abel hitting Kraken Slayer first on the Tristana does definitely buff up a lot of damage potential. I feel like WE are always going to be super comfortable as long as they're within 1,000, 2,000 gold of OMG, and they know that they have the Zeri scaling and all of these obnoxious champions. Exactly. Big change up in style, despite the lack of side select change, which I was surprised about, but they went towards the adaptation, right? They first picked the Vi, and OMG just didn't pick up the Zeri. They just let it go through as well. So OMG willingly go towards LeBlanc and that Tristana. Yeah, you know, I've really enjoyed the AD carry mail, just not being got. Like, I literally left for 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks, and we're still, you know, still dealing with Zeri, still dealing with Aphelios and Lulu. Next patch, a lot of it is significantly weaker, so you know I can live happier with that. Cube, no ultimate, has flash.
Nice little flash, actually. Shanji gonna tank it up. One more shot. It's not enough. Calculated and cool. Come up by OMG, big for first blood.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to feel a bit bad for Cube because he played that probably as well as he could have, but Shanji just walks out on 1 HP. So unfortunately for him, it's plates, it's first blood, and Shanji's going to be making his way to that first item even sooner than perhaps Cube would like, as dive comes in. Good flash away, and then push back on the W on the second E. Just kind of keeps Shanji in place, make sure that, you know, realistically, if Shanji had flash, he would have to flash out from underneath the tower and just kind of hope. But unfortunately, he has enough health regen in this particular instance.
I mean, it's like a 20 CS lead for Shanji. Now we get the engage in a 3v3 bot side. The depth charge has already been used. Aki flashing, but the cease and desist coming down. Hope trying to gun him down. Can he get the damage here? I don't know if he has it. Aki! Oh, man. It's a trade of jungler for jungler. That should be it down here.
Yeah, jungler for jungler, which means, guess what? Dragon staying on the map for a little bit longer. Nothing's going to go awry for now, but the AD carries picking up some kill credits there. Feels good for both. Accelerating their games a little bit, but like I mentioned last game, look, Zeri gets a kill. It's not worth 300 gold. It's actually worth 600 gold. You know, it's just the law of the land. There's you know, the initial engage kind of comes onto Iwandi with the ultimate. It feels a little bit awkward. Abel's forced back, so he's not able to get DPS out. And then the extended engage comes in here from Hung, and the disengage is really good. Honestly, there's a world where Aki could have walked out of that one alive as well. So. Yeah. Got to say, WE definitely overreaching in my mind a little bit, but still ends up being a 1-for-1.
That is
a very dead one, potentially.
Does have the dominance, can't even pop it, going down.
Man, maybe I should have left Texas with some crocodile boots. That would have been cool.
Oh, Abel.
He's
to get out there in the rocket jump, my goodness. A nice bit of response across the board from WE, even if the gold differential did not get any better.
Yep, exactly. Let's feel, you know, nice overall to find the play, and not only that, Hope will probably find, or almost find, that tower up on the top side. It's extremely low. Should be able to get it on this next wave, as they'll also get the Herald. So generally, map play feels good for WE. The gold lead will slowly close once they also get that next Herald in potentially. The OMG, how over are they with this play? Because Aki's coming over, Abel's coming over. It feels like a bit of a half-hearted contest. But as the collapse starts to come in and the zoom out comes in, you start to see more. It's dangerous!
Oh, Aki steals it away, and Hung just has to watch as he is surrounded by the piranhas of OMG. As Kareem is now trying to chase down Shanks, and Wandy is on the wrong side of town here. You did get that first tower, which gives a lot of this pressure to OMG because they could just bring everyone this way. Abel with this Rift Herald spawn, number 2, stole it away from Hung. They should be able to press a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, definitely can. Next charge will come in. And that's 2 towers. Very easily for OMG here. Real nice turnaround. And I mean, this is WE. They were the ones that were going for that play. They were the ones that are going to lose out. Get the second charge. It won't be a tower. Still feels good. And WE, it was about a 2k gold lead when that play started. It's now a 5, unfortunately, as Smite comes in. Aki wins out. And Hung is bursted in the pit. Not much he can do about that one. Goes over to PP God, but honestly, who really cares? Now OMG
Great.
Oh, hello. Action,
maybe a little
action.
collaboration, some action going down. Double TPs. We've been waiting for action for so long. Now we're getting all of it. Big outplay there, though. Abel goes down, but it's traded for one. You got multi-pronged fights going on as Shanji is taking up everybody. He can't get a heal, though. That is so unfortunate as WE get a little bit of fighting spirit in him here.
Yeah, okay. WE, it's not all doom and gloom right now. And again, if they can actually get on top of the targets, they've got enough CC to kill people. Cream.
Cream. Hug wants him. He can't see him, though. He wants to take him out. He is the bane of his existence.
It's like he's got spidey sense, you know? He feels like Cream's on the other side. He just starts charging the Q. He just knows he's there. And OMG, have to back away a little bit. Shanji doesn't have teleport, so this could be a little bit awkward in terms of actually contesting this dragon. But at the same time, WE are a little bit separated. Cream, he's good.
Hope was actually walking away initially, but ends up coming back this way. Cream's going back in for a little bit of poke. Aki pushed out, and Dragon given over to WE.
Okay. Now, whilst this is a good thing for WE, do you know what this is not a good thing for? Potentially my sanity, because now this game is going to go on longer. And
True.
I feel like these guys are just going to continually poke and No, there's a Baron. Never mind. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let's see how things play out. WE have to definitely check this. And they know it's going on now.
They actually just want to turn the fight here, but about 5,000 health goes down the Baron. Got Shanji and Cream hovering over the back. Aki throws up the thumbs up. Hung looking for it, though. Gets the knockback. And the Hope lightning crash comes through. The backside, though, you got to watch out as they just turn right back on Shanji. He heals so much, though. And Hung is already down. Shanji's still alive. The Croc is a menace, but so is OMG. Just like that, the Thanos step has happened, but it's not the Zeri this time, Jamada. It's OMG.
My God, OMG. That looked like it should have been so one-sided for WE, but the fact they couldn't kill the crocodile, maybe he's the Thanos, you're right. Being able to stand fast, and at that point, WE just fall flat on their face. Hope tries his best on the back end, but he just doesn't quite have the fully completed Zeri moment build. Lawnmower not completed. This initial part looks so good, there's so much chunk out, but on the backside of it all, it's all about Shanji getting out so much AoE, surviving for so long. The focus is on him. It's not on the likes of PP God going in as he CCs up multiple targets into the stopwatch. OMG.
There's a reason why this pick's made it through no games pretty much at this point. Like, Renekton, if let loose, if put into a good situation, he's a monster. And the fact that Shanji survives,
there's not really a lot of wave clear available to WE.
This is a comp that will just push in your base so fast. They destroy turrets so quickly, and they have Baron for another minute and 35. We've seen OMG do this before. One fell swoop. We've seen WE do it. One fell swoop. But OMG, they are barreling down the base of WE right now. You got Hung and Shanks on the back line, but Hope is a little bit caught here. Trying to get out is able, but he gets locked down. They finally find him. He goes down. The shutdown has been achieved, but Shanji is doing what top laners do when they get ADC meat put in front of them on the table. OMG will be good tonight, and it's off the corpses of WE. They will hand them their first loss. They will hand them their second loss, and they will hand them their first series loss as OMG improve slowly but surely to this 5-2 record.
It was slow and a little bit calculated from OMG, but in the end, it's a death roll that WE cannot escape, and Hope feels the jaws of Shanji on his Nexus as they close out. And like you say, OMG finding some more of that stability we were hoping they would after those first couple of opening weeks, and WE finally bleed here in a series loss.
And what a way to do it. Game number one, they got their composition online for WE. They were able to bring back a lot of the advantages that OMG were looking for early on, but OMG across all three games was consistently finding early advantages. And it didn't work out game one, but it definitely worked out in game 2 and 3. And it feels so good to see this OMG roster come to life and find a actually pretty big win streak at this point in 4 in a row.